We're done with the UHMW and we're gonna go shoot a hole in the boat. Come for a ride. We drilled a boat full of holes. Our UMHW, UHMW, UMW8BM, little squiggly doos. We got our 22 round, we got our SKS round. Yeah, and my Asian friend, holy. Oh, I can't believe I shot a hole in my boat. What's up, y'all? Hope you're enjoying the Sunday shows. What a recovery. I don't know where we are, part 2, part 3 yet, but anyhow, we're gonna flip this bad boy back over. We got a sheet of UMHW. It's got some holes in it. We'll find a way to fill them. Immaterial to me. I'll make it work. The price is right. So let's get the boat flipped over. Let's find a way to make a template to lay out our pie cut for our UMHW, UHMW, UMW8BM, whatever. Flipped over, we got our sheet. Thank you, James. Next is I gotta get the layout. When you get a kit from Jetstream or Atom or Mini Jet and it's all nicely cut out for you and it's broke, well, I'm gonna show you how to do it hillbilly fashion. So I got my buddy coming over with, I call it plotter paper. We're gonna plot out the bottom of the boat, mark our cuts, mark our folds, and we'll take it from there. It's a Sunday here. There's no way I'm getting hardware. I think I got some upstairs though, so we'll have a look. Not really. Oops. Laid it all out, used my dirty hands, rubbed over top, and it showed me nice and easy where the delta pad line is, where it comes to a point. So I drew those lines, because I'm going to use this afterwards. Once I'm done and I've got my piece laid out, I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to use this piece to lay out my delta pad and make saw cuts in my UMHW. I'll go half an inch or half of the depth. So I'll go, it's a ½ inch UMHW. I'll go ½ inch cut, and that shouldn't allow me to break it. Anyhow, all we did is we had this at center before. We let it off of center. We're pushing it over to one side. I lost my pencil, found my pencil. We're gonna come over here and we're just gonna draw where that bow is, folding over. Keeping the paper up the whole time. Like so. We'll mark where our chine comes in. Like so. Piece of cake. all of our little circles in, glued in. We'll let her sit like this overnight, and we'll get back to screwing in the morning once it conforms a little bit. So we ended off there. We got most of them drilled. A couple of them went a little deep. My bad. A couple of them I gotta go a little bit deeper yet. I'll mark those. It's all gotta come off again anyhow because there'll be little squiggly doos of aluminum and whatnot underneath it. And when we take my other boat apart, I'm gonna show you the consequence of what that happens in a Canadian winter. Little foreshadowing there. That video is a ways out though. Next we have to drill out our intake bolt holes. So I'm going to drill those out so that we got those in place. And what I've done is I've taken a small bit and right at the edge of the boat here I've put a hole, and I put a hole at the back, same there. That way we can cut these pieces off when it's not on the boat. We have them located with a couple of pilot holes. We're going to router the whole edge of this, so we're not too worried about that. We're going to put just a slight 45 bevel on it. We'll drill out our intake holes and mark where we're going to cut our intake out. Then we'll pull the whole thing back off. We're going to rough up the bottom of the boat, put some silicone on the whole works, bolt the whole works back down again. When we bolt the works back down again, we're going to put a dab of silicone around every hole, dab of silicone in every hole, and we're going to put some beads all along the edges and along the front seam so that no way, shape, or form can we ever get air underneath this. Because let me tell you, you're in a world of hurt if you get a layer of air under your UMHW because it goes straight to your pump. See it all, the bits and pieces, every last one of them, and some Gorilla Glue. Do I got some of you puzzled? Here's the scoop. I wish I had mini cut torn apart so I could show you, because I know what happened. I'm positive what happened. When you look at the bottom of mini cut right now, as we speak, sitting outside, it gets into this section here and it is rippled between every set of bolts. What happened? I only did it in one shot. I drilled, bolted the whole 9 yards, put my sealer in. There's all them little coily doos, whatever else, that were stuck in between the two. It was good for the first 2 seasons, because I pulled it inside and dried it out completely. Season 3, we were boating, we were jumping icebergs, yada, yada, yada. We pulled it in, we winterized it, but we didn't tip it right up and we didn't let the moisture drain from between the UMHW and the hull. And you wouldn't believe that that was not my cavitation issue. What we're doing here now is the aluminum is too smooth. I can't run my finger across it because all my bolt holes. The aluminum's too smooth right now. Nothing's going to adhere to it whatsoever. There's going to be no bite, even if it does bite at all. So we're going to hit her with some 80 grit on the DA. I marked out with masking tape where to stay inside so I don't scar up the whole rest of the bottom. Not like it's a big deal, but the 80 grit's going to make her nice and rough. It's going to smooth out all my holes here, all my little burrs. And then we're going to lay the goop on her. This has little tiny notches in it. So when we lay all this out, we're going to notch trowel this. And I'm thinking that'll be the way to get the best coverage for the UMHW. And then bolt hole by bolt hole, we'll seal her up. Come along for the ride. I don't know where it died there, but I think I got most of it. Anyhow, now that was 100, just shy of 100 bolts. Next thing that goes on the inside, you've seen it was a bolt, and then it's screwed into the hull. Some of them I pulled when I was just trying to pull it. There's a couple of them there, I pulled the threads. But on the inside, what we have here is a rubber backed washer. Seals on the inside and the bottom. So the rubber back washer goes on now. These and nylock nuts on every last one. So hopefully somebody comes to help me. I'm gonna spare you on that part. Not even gonna bother with the time lapse because I'm in and I'm out and back and forth. So. Courtesy of the Fort Nelson Rod and Gun Club, we're gonna head out to the range. Hopefully it's not too busy there, and we're gonna rifle a couple of rounds into the bottom of my boat. Come along for the ride. We'll see what we make of it. We might have some more fixing to do. We got our 22 round, we got our SKS round. It's about the best thing I could come up with on short notice. I'm shooting this yesterday. Anyhow, let's get at her. And now we'll give the SKS a shot. Have it. You can see the multiples at the top. That was the first two that went through them holes. This is a hole in the aluminum in the back already. Anyhow, all of the 22s, none of the 22s went through, but boy oh boy. Where'd the other ones go? Ain't that interesting? You can see where the 22 rounds hit. There. And that one too. Obviously, no match for the SKS. Pretty cool. Well, that's the wrap for this one, you guys. Don't look at what's behind me. Here's a sneak peek. Thanks for all the support, to everybody that's watching these videos to the very end, who's liking them, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. You do wonders for me. See you Sunday. Wow.
I like it. Who's the best YouTube channel, Willie?